Hey there, PCOS TTC moms, and welcome to the Becoming Moms Method. This is Dr. Tian Premlab. I'm a mom of one, fertility coach, pharmacist, and someone who's been there in the trenches of PCOS infertility myself. Like the trailer has mentioned, I spent over 2 years trying to conceive with insulin resistance and PCOS. And I know how exhausting it is to feel like you're doing everything right, tracking, testing everything, tweaking your diet and lifestyle, over exercising, yet still wondering when it will finally be your turn. That's why this podcast exists. Here, I want to give you a breakdown of all of my tips and strategies. They're science-backed, realistic strategies to help get your ovulation back, balance your hormones, optimize your egg quality, and help you move closer to meeting your baby. So if you're ready for my expert guidance, real talk, and a little bit of humor along the way, hit that follow button and let's dive in. I don't know if anyone ever tell you that infertility is so exhausting. Infertility fatigue is real when trying feels like too much, right? When everything just feels exhausting. So this episode is for you if you hit a point where kind of just want to give up because you start out motivated, you track your cycle, you eat all the right foods, you take all the right supplements, you try to do everything just right, but months after months or years, right, of trying, the weight of it all just hits you. So that's what I call infertility fatigue. And if you're in it right now, I want you to know you're not alone. It's okay to feel this way. There is a way forward. It doesn't have to feel so heavy. But let's talk about how to move through this, right, without burning out. I once had a client who told me, I feel like my entire life revolves around trying to conceive every month. I'm either in the 2-week wait, tracking my ovulation, or dealing with another negative test. It's exhausting. Does that sound like, that sounds like my life's for over 2 years. But this was my clients, right? And I get it because I've been there too. It's mentally, emotionally, and physically draining to feel like your life is just on pause until you get pregnant. I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. So let's talk about what you can do when trying just feel like too much, right? Nobody talks about the emotional and the physical drain trying to make a baby is. During, I don't know, elementary school? No. Middle school, when people, when you have health education and they talk about not trying to get pregnant while you're a teenager. I kind of wish I did. Like, this was just too hard. Honestly, that was the thoughts I had when I was trying for my baby. Yeah, it's not that easy for some of us. So, right? But let's kind of talk about what you can do. First thing I would suggest is to take a break. But a break doesn't mean giving up, right? It's just focusing on supporting your body and not having to try harder, right? Giving yourself permission to take a break, taking a step back for a cycle or two. It just means that you're giving your body time to reset, like your body and your mind. Ask yourself, do I need a mental break from tracking your ovulation all the time, or just tracking your food or whatever else that you're tracking? Would it help to kind of focus on something else? Would it help to focus on nourishing your body rather than forcing a pregnancy, right? If the answer is yes, give yourself permission to take a step back for a little while. And while you're taking a break, it doesn't mean that you're not still prioritizing your hormones or your ovulation or your egg quality, right? It just means that you're not constantly scheduling sex or looking at the OPK, looking at the LH strips, right? Not planning out everything, just taking a break. But you're still prioritizing your nutrition and your movement and your health.
because those are sort of non-negotiable.
During this quick interruption, but I have something I know you're going to love. If you've been feeling frustrated, lost, or just plain exhausted from trying to figure out how to regulate your cycle if you have irregular ovulation with PCOS and have to optimize your egg quality on your own, I've got you. I have a free masterclasses called Bun and Oven where I walk you through exactly how to regulate your cycle so you know exactly when you're ovulating, boost your fertility without any crazy restriction or cutting out all of your favorite foods, take simple science-backed steps that actually move you closer to meeting your baby. So who is this masterclass for? So if you have PCOS or other metabolic syndrome, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or maybe you're struggling with insulin resistant, then you come to the right place. And if you've been trying to conceive for a while now, or maybe you're just starting out and you don't know exactly what you need to do in order to get pregnant, this free masterclass is also for you. So in this class, we're also going to be talking about how I got pregnant naturally without taking any medication or supplement, even though I'm a pharmacist. And I'll show you how I did that. Right? I spent over 2 years trying to conceive, and I'll be able to go in depth a little bit more on the little mistakes I made along the way and what to do instead and how to avoid what I did to help you conceive a lot sooner than I did, right? I don't want you to have to spend 2 years trying to figure this out on your own. If you can take a shortcut, why not? This entire masterclass is about less than an hour long. I also will show you the method that I teach my clients now that help them fall pregnant within 6 months, and one mama even got twins. So we'll go over how I regulate my cycle. It's normally really spaced out. Every 6 months or so, I would have a cycle, maybe once or twice a year. But after learning what I will show you in this masterclass, it was coming every single month right on the dot, every 28 days, which is kind of insane, right? That is exactly what you'll get in this powerful training. So my proven method that allowed me to regulate my cycle from over 108 days long to a 30 days consistent cycle, and how I improved my insulin resistance by lowering my A1C from 5.7, which is the pre-diabetes range, to 5.4, which is the normal range, in only 6 weeks. And I continue to keep it down even now, 2 years postpartum. And finally, all the common mistakes I made, but once avoided, I was able to fall pregnant naturally without any medication or supplement. And this entire training is completely free, and you can grab it right now at this link, bit.ly/meetmybaby. So bit.ly/meetmybaby. All right, so let's go back to today's episode.
And then kind of reframing, trying into supporting. So instead of focusing on getting pregnant, shift your mindset to supporting your body in ways that feels good. So because, trying to conceive and getting pregnant is such a laser focused goal of mine for quite some time, and for a lot of my clients too. And you're kind of forgetting the journey that you're on. So shifting your focus away from that positive pregnancy test and just doing what your body needs and doing things that make you feel good, like going to bed early, saying no to whatever things that your friends or your family wants you to do, but you know that it won't serve you, right, in ways that will support your body. Saying yes to a million things isn't going to help in this case, right? Prioritizing self-care without pressure. So things like we've talked about in mostly all of the episode really is nourishing meals, movement, and sleep. And then celebrating small wins, like your cycles coming back, maybe you feel more energized, you're in a better mood. Maybe your period is shorter, you feel less bloated, right? Any little things that doesn't have to be a positive pregnancy test can also be something you should celebrate. It means that you're on your way to meeting your baby. It's mean that you're on your way to having consistent ovulation, getting that positive pregnancy test. So yeah, reframing your mind to forcing and getting to actually supporting your body in the right ways. Right. And then the last thing I would recommend is reaching out for the right kind of support when things feel overwhelming and trying to conceive feels like a chore instead of this beautiful journey that you and your husband or your partner, fiance, right, supposed to be on. Infertility can feel very isolating, but you don't have to go through this alone. I went through this alone for 2 years. Definitely don't recommend it to anyone. I really wish I had someone to talk to. I mean, thankfully, I did have friends who didn't have to go through this journey, but they were very understanding and knew what to say, which I feel very grateful for, right? But other options that you might not have these friends or your family who aren't as supportive, not that they don't want to be, but they don't know how, right? Maybe things to consider are someone who truly understands PCOS and infertility, PCOS fertility coach like myself, maybe a therapist or psychologist for emotional support, a small supportive community that feels uplifting. I know Facebook can offer, but I would kind of be cautious of these Facebook groups. It can be overwhelming when you join some of these. I have my own. We don't really post about positive pregnancy so much. I normally share about similar tips and things to actually do to help you get pregnant in the community that I host. And you can find the link for that in the description in the podcast note as well, right? So find the people that make you feel less lonely in this journey. And I mean, listening to this podcast is kind of a way of doing that as well. Taking the focus off of just getting pregnant and onto your well-being for PCOS really helps. And especially this episode, I forgot to mention that I'm dropping this during National Infertility Awareness Week for this year because I want this to be a supportive episode, not just raising awareness for infertility. We talked about that in the previous episode in preparing for this week, right? So this episode, I really want to give you kind of actionable tips in order to make this more, not enjoyable. I guess, yeah, enjoyable. Going through your fertility journey, taking back that joy, right? Because throughout this journey, a lot of joy are being taken away from you. A lot of excitement are being taken away from you. So maybe bringing a little bit of that back could really help. If you're feeling like infertility is really exhausting and you're feeling this infertility fatigue, please know that you're not alone in this and you can reach out for support. And I'm always here to help, right? This fertility journey is yours. And it's okay to make it feel very sustainable and joyful and happy. It doesn't have to be this negative void that you're always in, right?
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of the Becoming Moms Method. I hope you found it super helpful and most of all, that it gave you a little bit more clarity and confidence in your fertility journey. And if today's episode really resonated with you, and if you're nodding, thinking along, yes, this is exactly what I need help with, then I want to invite you to take the next step. Because here's the truth, right? You don't have to keep guessing, keep second guessing, or keep trying random things, hoping something will work, which is what I did for over 2 years. You deserve deserve a plan that actually made for you. So that's exactly why I created your next step called the Sticky Baby Formula. So you don't have to keep wondering what's missing or if you're doing the right thing. So with Sticky Baby Formula, I take a deep dive into your fertility journey and I tell you exactly what's working, what's missing, what to do next, right? Think of it as me sitting down with you, breaking it all down, giving you clear, personalized roadmap so that you can stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress towards your baby today. If that sounds like something you need right now, go to this link to get started. So bit.ly again, bit.ly/mystickybaby. Once you fill out this form, I'll personally go over it. I'll look at your information and everything that you submitted from this personalized form, and I'll send you a custom-made video with me recording my screen, sharing all of the tips. I will create a roadmap for you with all of my best recommendations according to what you provided, and you'll get this personalized video in 48 hours. So this is your chance to stop all the guesswork and start taking action with confidence. So if you're ready, head to bit.ly/mystickybaby now, and I can't wait to personally walk through this with you. I'll give you that link again. It's B as in boy, I as in igloo, T as in Tom, L as in Larry, Y as in yellow, /my-sticky-baby. All right, friend, until next time, take care, stay hopeful, and know that I'm always cheering you on.